watched The Last of Us Season 2 yet? Nah, but I mean, I played the game, so I know what's gonna happen. I mean, Ellie goes on a revenge tour. I can't watch the show without Milady, otherwise she's gonna be upset with me because she didn't play the game, so I'll watch it whenever she's ready. Shout out to Finesse God, though, with the sub. I've only seen the first 2 episodes, which the first 2 episodes were cool. Yeah, Revenge is bad, but I know Revenge is bad. Nvidia CEO claims the Switch 2 will redefine portable gaming graphics. For those unaware, there is a new console coming out this week, and the head of Nvidia, the most popular GPU creators in the world, on the forefront of AI, says the Nintendo Switch will do what the Steam Deck, the ROG Ally, could never do. Ahead of the Switch 2's launch this week, Nvidia's CEO reflected on his first Switch console in a new video. As the CEO explained, Nintendo had an ambitious goal to create a gaming device that was powerful enough to run first-party games at home and still be small enough to be used while on the go. We've worked with Nintendo for more than a decade, drawn together by a shared belief that technology should serve creativity, and that joy is worth engineering for. The CEO said in a Nintendo Creator Voices video, while also reflecting on late Nintendo president Iwata's vision for the system. I still remember the day Iwata shared his dream with us. He wanted to create something no one had seen before, a console powerful enough for big cinematic games, but small enough to take anywhere. It sounded impossible, but that vision became the original Nintendo Switch. We lost Iwata before the launch, but his clarity, his purpose, it still inspires our work every day. RIP to Iwata. But the Switch 2 is coming out, and they're just trying to hype it up. Also, who didn't Nvidia do the chips? Hold up. Let me ask the fucking AI. I'm pretty sure who did the GPU for the Switch 2? Because I'm pretty sure it was Nvidia, wasn't it? Yeah, it's a Nvidia chip. So Nvidia did a custom chip for the Switch 2. What a coincidence. No conflict of interest there. So the Nvidia, the company that developed the internal hardware for the Switch 2 said that this is going to be revolutionary and blow everybody's mind. Oh, no conflict of interest there. Yeah, let me hype myself up. They need this to sell well because they're involved with it, bruh. They trying to get another contract from Nintendo because AMD is always lurking. Yeah, they had to gas up the Switch 2. Take this shit with a grain of salt because, to be honest, I don't think the Switch 2 is going to redefine graphics on portable handhelds because we already got the damn Steam Deck. We got the ROG Ally. What are you talking about, bruh? I don't even know if those things are more powerful than the damn... Is it more powerful than a Steam Deck? It's the most powerful handheld Nintendo may have put out, but like it's not blowing anything out of the water in terms of the competition. This nigga just trying to get another contract so AMD don't get it.
It reminds me of the time my tongue gracefully touched every inch of those thick Asari stripper BBL bodies in the club.
Yo, shout out to Bryce with the bits.
Someone just resubbed.
And shout out to Tanley with the sub. Appreciate it. He ever played the Legendary Edition on the stream way back? Legendary Edition about Mass Effect? Oh, somebody asked me about that. Yo, TBH, with Mass Effect being one of your favorite games, how come you don't have more videos about it? My first video I ever did, well, first of all, Mass Effect is an old game. So that's one thing. But my first video review was actually Mass Effect 3 on YouTube. You can't find it anymore, I don't think. I think I privated or something. But I did stream the Legendary Edition when it came out. I streamed the whole thing. I don't make content like doing deep dives into games, like all the little intricacies and shit like that. That's just not my style of content. But when people ask me, I always say that's my favorite game. It's just not my style of content, that's all. But there's plenty of like YouTube channels that do deep dives into RPGs like that. He wants you to make an essay about it. Yeah, I don't have like some deep, profound thing to say about it. Shout out to all the sorry BBLs. What else I got for you? Besides all the capping, why is this saved? I don't know what the fuck this is saved for. I don't know what that is. Last but not least, I know what this is. I saved this. So on yesterday's stream, I was talking about, and it's funny because somebody just asked. We were talking about EA. You talking? Oh, big yawn. Today, EA shares are up another 0.36. They were up yesterday. They're up today. I seen this. So on yesterday's stream, people were asking me, somebody had said in the stream, they was like, EA's downfall is about to happen. And I was like, no, it's not. And it's because they canceled the Black Panther game. And I said the reason EA is not going to downfall, and I'm sharing the share prices for those who don't understand. EA had 4 of the best-selling games of 2024, and every year they're in the top 10 because people buy Madden, they buy FIFA, they buy that MVP bundle, and now they have college football. And those games are full of microtransactions as well as they move a lot of units. That makes a lot of fucking money for them. People don't understand this. So that's what I was talking about yesterday. I was like, EA is not on the verge of downfall. They got Apex 2, that's still making money, some money for them. So I was like, no, EA's fine because people are addicted to these games that come out annually. And I saw this interesting comment on yesterday's stream and I had to save it. I said, let's talk about this, bruh. This comes from Quan James. Shout out to Quan. He said, on this topic, I asked, does the gaming community even ask for these games? In reference to the Black Panther game that got canceled. He's implying nobody's even asking for a Black Panther game. Do people even know the story to Expedition 33 or Elden Ring? LOL. Now, I'm gonna give you a pass on Elden Ring, but to be fair, nobody plays Souls games for the story. You play it for the challenge and overcoming the odds. But asking, does anybody know the story to Expedition 33 is fucking crazy. Yes. It's one of the best games of the year. The story is fucking engaging. Just say you're not interested in story games that make you think and explore and escape the real world. But anyways, we're gonna keep reading. The companies aren't giving out quality games because the audience bashes everything that gets sent with social media and it's overblown. The crazy part is this sentence contradicts this sentence right here.
Cool, but honestly, there's only
shout out
one
to
ideology I resubscribe to, and that's Sonic's BBC.
He's rage baiting. Nah, I think he's honest. I think he's being honest. People think like this. You asked, does anybody know anything about Expedition 33 or Elden Ring? Well, first of all, this won Game of the Year. It got nominated for Game of the Year with the DLC. And then it just dropped another game that's going crazy as well, that's moving millions of units. Expedition 33, everybody's screaming this is Game of the Year right now at the moment for a reason, because the story and the combat is so goddamn unique. So for you to say that people are not interested because they release these games and then social media bashes them, those are interesting choices to pick because these games are creating moments. Like, what are you talking about, dude? Marvel Rivals is a great example of a couple characters are OP and people cry. Content creators like yourself saying game is in range of failing, and so they put out unneeded patches in 3 months and it's been out like what? Come on, TBH. Why are you comparing? First of all, the conversation is about single player games. Why are you comparing this multiplayer game to this free to play? I mean, why are you comparing a paid single player story game to this free to play multiplayer game? I don't understand what's the compare. Like, you're just contradicting yourself all over the place. And also Marvel Rivals isn't in the great place. They are bleeding followers. They went from 600 concurrent players, 600,000 concurrent players every night at its peak to now they're barely cracking 100,000. That's not normal. I think a safe spot for them would have been like 250,000 to like 300,000. The game isn't in the best state and it's not my fault. Like, putting that on me is crazy. They don't like the flying meta right now. Like, that's why the game's in a bad state. But yeah, dude is all over the place. But let's dial it back. I'm gonna dial it back. I want to talk about art as a whole because these conversations scare me. The gist of his argument is anybody asking for these single player driven games? It seems like everybody wants multiplayer or these sports games or whatever. Okay, so during COVID, gaming went more mainstream as ever because people were locked in the house. People were buying PS4s, gaming PCs. It was hard to find gaming PC parts back then. So there's a lot of people that just started gaming in the last 5 years. It really went mainstream. It cracked through thanks to COVID because everybody was locked in the house, right? So what happened was these people who are not too familiar with games just hopped on what other casuals are doing, because these people that hopped on, these people that bought their first console during COVID, they're not hardcore gamers. When we were able to go back to the workplace, they went back to the workplace. Their PS4 or 5 is just sitting there. They hopped on Fortnite, Madden, Call of Duty because their casual friends told them to do that shit, right? So what happens is these studios or these publishers, they see how many units a game like Madden is moving, and they think, oh, this is what the people want. No, that's what casuals want. See, gaming has changed. I'm all over the place. Gaming has changed so much in the last 20 years. 20 years ago, if you said, yeah, they're tourists, and there's nothing wrong with that. I can't stress this enough. I'm going to get to my point. There's nothing wrong with being a casual, but the problem what happens is when you allow casuals to dictate the art form and the culture as a whole, that's when things fall apart. It is important for people who care about the culture to dictate it, because they're the ones that are going to be there when it's no longer popular. So you making the argument nobody cares about Expedition 33 or Elden Ring, which is crazy because Elden Ring's moved like 30 million units. That argument doesn't even make sense to me. When you say that nobody cares about that shit, it's crazy to me because freaking, you said facts true. This is the problem with Drake fans casual. It's crazy to me because, like I said, when it's all said and done, we're the ones that are going to be still here dealing with the shit. Like I said, 20 years ago, it meant something to be different as a gamer, right? 20 years ago, if you said you were a gamer, that meant you played Mario Party. It meant you played Smash Bros, Super Mario Galaxy, but it also meant you played FIFA, Madden, 2K. Nowadays, when you say you're a gamer, it might mean you only play 2K, and there's nothing wrong with that. But understand, when the market is dictated by people who don't really care about the art form, what happens is the suits, because suits are only driven by numbers. They see the numbers that 2K's doing or Madden's doing, and they're saying this is only what people want. Then what happens is the casuals complain they're bored, and the hardcore complain they're bored. So yes, you need, the more artistic stuff may not sell as well all the time, but it is a necessary evil because it's what's going to push boundaries. If we don't have Elden Ring, if we don't have Expedition 33, every year Madden's going to come out. It's the same fucking game with a roster update. And now we're bitching because nothing is being innovated. When societies collapse, we look at what art they created. People are still worshiping those micro penises on those Greek statues where they're naked and they're flexing. Societies are defined by fucking art. When people make these stupid ass arguments about how Madden or 2K is more important, what you're essentially saying, you're the niggas back in the day who would have said when the light bulb first came out, what we need a light bulb for, bro? Fucking the candle lit, bro. These candles is cool. You just light this shit up. Like your brain is so warped on just simplicity. It stifles creativity. We would have never got the light bulb. This what I want to trade a can. Man, horses is cool. Horses is cool. What we need cars for, bruh? It stops the progression of society. So yes, you have to understand. Some of y'all are not going to be on the forefront. That's cool, but don't deny the art. Let the artists make the art because it's great for society. You said, I'm cooking. That's real shit. Art is important, bruh. In games is a form of art. So if you're not interested in it, please understand, I'm not taking a shot at you. I'm perfectly fine if you just want to play Call of Duty 2K Madden. But for the people who are interested in this stuff, first of all, know what the fuck you're talking about because you don't. These games are selling well. Are they pushing the units that Madden is? Maybe not, because the average person maybe isn't interested. Well, you know what I find too? I brought this up to my girl the other day. My girl, one of her favorite games of all time now is Elden Ring. And I brought it up to her the other day when we were hanging out. I was like, you know the funny thing about you loving Elden Ring and talking about it all the time? And she was like, what? I learned from her, some people just need to be put on the dope shit. And that's why I always try to tell y'all, don't stop trying to put your friends on the dope shit. She was a Call of Duty head. The only reason she started playing Elden Ring is because I have a rule with my dog, Aki. I only give him 2 treats a day because I don't want no fat ass dog. I know some of y'all think that that's cute, but I think it's a form of animal abuse. I like to make sure that my dog is healthy. We go exercise. She was like, he can't have 3 treats. I'm like, no. She's like, well, what did I was like, all right, you know what? I said, if you want him to have 3 treats a day max, I said, you gotta beat Margaret in Elden Ring. That's the only reason she played Elden Ring. She beat Margaret, got addicted to that shit. Now it's one of her favorite games of all time. I was like, that's the funniest thing about this story. I was like, you forgot that. I fooled you into playing that shit. Now you're cultured. Now you're like, I get it. I fucking get it, bro. Don't knock stuff that you haven't tried. I don't knock anybody that's addicted to fucking Call of Duty. I wish I would try other stuff. But to bring it back full circle, the art as a whole is important. When society collapsed, the only thing we remember is the art that people create. So don't deny great shit, because I'm gonna be honest. When innovative stuff comes out, it also influences the casual stuff.
Your donation will be used responsibly to pay off the Gotham PD to look the other way.
Like, how you
to know why I locked away.
I'm about to
trained 4 little boys.
Shout out to JFE with the sub, appreciate it. I'm 41, been playing games since OG Nintendo. You're absolutely correct. The casual crowd and the suits who follow it started the downfall of the art form. I mean, I appreciate the super chat. Let me put y'all, when creatives do creative and innovative stuff, it also influences and improves the casual product. That's another reason why we should let it live and stop saying don't nobody want this shit. Because real shit, you niggas sit on NBA 2K all fucking day to the point where you don't have a job. You're bitching and complaining they need to bring back the fucking boat on the PS4 version, but you guys realize that you would never get NBA 2K My Player if it wasn't for a game like Zelda. NBA 2K is a fucking RPG. And I know because some of you niggas think you're cooler than us fucking dweebs that play Zelda and Mario, but that shit is a RPG that was influenced by games like Expedition 33 and Elden Ring, the game you can't get off of. I'm on y'all ass. You said talk to him. Like, why is this a conversation, bruh? So let the artists make what they need to make. It's always niggas that's never made nothing in life got something to say about people that's making dope shit, bruh. Them niggas want to go over there and twirl and make some artsy fartsy shit. Cool. That's why I be getting mad when motherfuckers I be getting on fucking indie people's ass. I get mad at indie. I have no beef with indie developers. My beef is a lot of indie developers make Doom clones. You have the power to make whatever the fuck you want, and you continue to make the same stupid shit, bruh, that I've already played. The IQ can't hear you. So like, I saw that comment. I said, man, I gotta get this nigga, bro. I gotta cook this up for the show. Like, this is a moment. You said the NBA draft out. Historically speaking, the best pieces of art never sell the best, bro. Let me repeat that. Historically speaking, the best pieces of art don't sell the best. I mean, because if it did, those last 3 Nas albums, they would have been some of the best-selling rap albums of the last 5 years, like King's Disease. It's just some things be flying over a lot of people's heads, not for you. I knew he was fucked up when Sinners came out and motherfuckers was talking about that's a 5 out of 10. I'm like, listen, if you want to give it an 8, I'm gonna disagree with you, but I'm gonna respect it because at least you said it's good. But to say that shit is a 5 or a 6, I'm like, yeah, this AI shit got a lot of y'all fucked up in the head. Y'all can't critically think about anything. That applies to so much rap, dog. Us Nas fans was eating good with those 6 albums, eating good. But yeah, that's my little standing on the soapbox moment. I just wanted to say, I don't want anybody thinking I'm mad, but I gotta say that, bro. It's cool. I get it. Throw the football, dribble the ball. I get it. I like playing 2K sometimes too. But don't say, do people even ask this? And this is where I'm gonna end this. Because this is what makes this a question even especially egregious. Do people even know the story or do they even care? To say people don't care about Black Panther, a video game? What? Black Panther ticket sales. Opening weekend, it made almost 200 million. Totaling almost 400 million globally. You don't, and mind you, the Black Panther movie brought in a lot of people that don't watch MCU. It brought a lot of black folks in. So that's the first set of data. To say that people wouldn't have cared about a Black Panther video game is fucking crazy to me. But also, I got another set of data for y'all. Give me a second. Let me switch my account. You like the Black Panther? Enrich story. Let's see. Go to studio. Let's go to content. Okay, so this video right here that I uploaded, talking about Black Panther being discontinued. The devious reason EA scrapped the Black Panther game. Let's click the analytics, right? What do y'all see right there? Now, for those who don't know how to read this because you're not a content creator, what that green means is it's outperforming my normal videos. So I just gave you 2 data sets, meaning people cared about this shit because it's performing better than what, and I picked up 4 subs. This just released this morning. It's doing 17% better. People cared about that Black Panther game, man. They could have did something. They were talking about making their own version of the Nemesis System. They could have found a way to improve on one of the most unique gameplay mechanics that we've ever seen in an action adventure RPG.
Will be getting a thick Asari to
shit. Who knows? Maybe one day you could have got that shit in a 2K or a Madden, some type of Nemesis System or something. Bit of TBH is talking out his ass right now, just saying. I guess nobody cares about Black Panther according to what's your name? Ali Season. Does anybody know this guy in the chat? Anybody know this guy? Look at the top 10 selling games and they aren't masterpieces. Are you serious? What are you talking about, bro? Does anybody know this guy? I don't know. But yeah, let art be art, man. There's nothing wrong with it. I think there's room for both. Because I like casual shit too. There's nothing wrong with that. But to say, does anybody care about a Black Panther game? That's egregious. That is fucking egregious. Now, if you would have said, does anybody care about an Ant-Man game? I'd have been like, you know, like, yeah, please keep the, yeah, he's gotta be trolling. Please keep the chat high IQ. Please. Looking like the YouTube chat over here. It's losing the innovation of the Nemesis system that bothered me too. Right, we could have seen it again. Bruh. But that's my soapbox, man. Like, let dope shit be dope. Let me go in the showbox. Not showbox, but the sub box. Let me switch. Well, let me go over here. Switch the account. What's the Nemesis system? It's in Shadow of Mordor and Shadow of War. It created dynamic events throughout your adventure where previous enemies that you fought would randomly pop up and attack you, and they'd have memories about things that you guys did. It created really dynamic gameplay. Switch to my main account. He comes back to my comments 5 minutes after he moves to the next topic, then asks what I'm talking about. That's tough. I mean, to be fair, I was talking. I wasn't looking at the chat. But to say I'm talking out my ass is crazy. It's fucking crazy. We'll agree to disagree because I don't feel like ranting about that shit anymore anyway. Should have put on the Ether instrumental. I probably should have. Typical Twitch nonsense. You say he's new here? Probably. Was there anything new announced? You can lead the horse to the water. You can't force everybody to drink. You already got clipped. It's so over it. Let's see. Reality Scan 2.0. That's from the joint. We already seen the Unreal. Any interesting trailers I should be aware of? I already went over The Witcher. You said Ant-Man game. Yeah, we would have laughed. Like, Ant-Man game, I guess. I mean, I'll check it out. I don't know, that Hell Is Us demo. I heard that shit is ass. People in the chat were saying that shit was mid. What is Fumes? New Superman movie posters dropped. Nah, I don't care about no movie posters. Star Vaders. I seen your vinyls. I was trying to get a Carter 4 vinyl, and holy the prices. Carter 4? Why not 3? I never heard nobody say I want to buy the Carter 4 album. The only Carters we're buying is 1 to 3, at least in my opinion. The demo was basically a walking sim with Janky. How Does Us looks okay. Yeah, like I see multiple people say it was a walking demo. I was like, get off that. Dragonlands. There must have been another event today. Nemesis System in a sports game makes way too much sense, especially creative character modes. It actually could work. It could work. Can you remind me which record player you got? Audio Technica something, X something. It's an Audio Technica. Carter 4 is a classic. Fuck you, me. Is it? I don't remember the Carter 4. What was on the Carter 4? Let's see. Maybe I'm bugging. You might be right. I don't know. Carter 4. I'm old. What was on the Carter 4? Intros, Blunt Blowing, Mega Man, 6'7". That was cool. She Will. That was cool. To be honest, I don't remember none of these. I wouldn't call this a classic. I remember 2 songs off this shit. I wouldn't. It was cool. I wouldn't buy this, but to each his own. To each his own. To me, there's 21 songs on here, bro. I see some skips. I see some skips. It had bangers on there. But to me, a classic ain't got no skips.
Thanks for the resub.
Yo, shout out to Fort Brazy and Jumhart with the sub. Appreciate it. But,
I'm Commander
it's a
Shepard.
classic.
This is
We'll
my
agree to
favorite
disagree. To
recent
each his
driver on
own.
Citadel.
Have you talked about the Clips situation? I'm looking forward to the Clips album. I've heard a couple bangers off that shit already. Clips. I only acknowledge Carter. Yeah, I only acknowledge 1 to 3. This is the Carter. Football Heroes League. What's this? They got more soccer games. Tim Swarm. Official Endless Inferno update. They got more content for this joint. The Carter 3 is a banger in my opinion. I feel like that was the last album that he made that I liked. That was cool. You playing Doom after Expedition? Yeah, most likely. Most likely. Mech Animals. Vita, The Awakening of the Soul, official gameplay trailer. What's this? Neon Inferno. It's probably a side scroller. Beat 'em up. Be Crowned. What's your favorite indie games that come to mind? Off the top of my head, what's that joint called? It's two of them. Gun Volt Azure. I like Gun Volt Azure. And then I like what's the Sonic game? I keep with the purple girl. Ain't nobody playing Bug Snacks, nigga. What's the Sonic game? It's like Sonic, but it combines a bunch of different Sega Genesis game with the purple girl. Forgot. Not Freedom Planet. Yeah. Freedom Planet and Gun Volt Azure to the top of my head. Freedom Planet. I still haven't played Freedom Planet 2 though, but Freedom Planet, I really like that game. I don't know if you said it, but are you getting the Switch 2 when it comes out? Nah, I didn't secure a pre-order, and I'm not tripping off that. Super Meat Boy, that's a classic. So I've heard. I never got around to playing it. Official Something to Fight For launch trailer. Predator, Killer of Killers, that's from yesterday. All right, I think that's everything. I've heard Risk of Rain is fire. Hey, you notice how every indie game everybody's naming in the chat, they're pretty unique. Maybe not at its core, but it added something unique to the formula. Like, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. That's never what I'm saying. All I'm saying is if you're going to be an indie developer, add something. Do something different. All right, let's see. Fumes. This looks like a game I won't be playing. Plucky Spire's fire. This is a no thank you.
Welcome, pilot. This is your pre-flight safety briefing. Please remain seated while we absolutely cook.
This is a match 3. They need to bring back fighting match 3s. That's a genre I miss. It wasn't really a genre, but Super Puzzle Fighter, that's low-key one of my favorite. I love Super Puzzle Fighter. I know there's a mobile version, but I'm talking about an actual console PC version with online multiplayer. I want Puzzle Fighter, bro. Like Honey Pop? No, that's for fucking gooners, bro. It was Street Fighter meets Match 3. That shit was fire, bro.
Every time someone gives 5 or more
Yo,
subs,
shout out
I'm
to
gonna
Ollie
text
Season
Sonic
with the
my
gifted
feelings.
subs. Appreciate it. I've been playing Tainted Grail. That's my favorite indie game of the year so far. Tainted Grail. I don't know that one. What is that about? Let's see. Tainted Grail. A video from 5 days ago. Let's see launch trailer. Is this a Doom clone? Love what Metroidvania is. Last Metroidvania I really liked playing was what's the name? The Wispies one. What was that shit called? I'm old. I'm forgetting shit. That's why you like it. We see why this nigga. This is my favorite game of the year. We know what we're talking about. No, not Kenna. That's not a Metroidvania. The one with the little blue wolf thing. What was that joint called? Ori and the Blind Forest. Yeah, I like that one. That's why you like the game right there. It's getting to the point where I play so many damn games, I'm starting to forget shit. I'm old, yo.
Me? Of course I'm human.
Been playing this, is really good. Okay. That's two cosigns in the chat.
He was the fire that forged order from chaos. The will that carved a path through darkness.
Oh, get to the gameplay. This doesn't look like my cup of tea, but it doesn't look bad. Not Prince of Persia: Lost Crown. Well, they were asking. I think they were saying, "Oh, that's right, Mitch." No, yeah, I did like Prince of Persia. I was getting that confused with indie games. Yeah, you could throw Prince of Persia: Lost Crown in there. That was a good one. I don't know why Ori came to mind first. Great value Skyrim, pretty much. What is this? Bootleg Dragon Ball Game Boy Advance? Legacy of Rio. This ain't Legacy Goku. This is Legacy of Rio. Made with RPG Maker. Shrine. It's like co-op Zelda. I'm not gonna lie, this might have been fire like on the Game Boy Advance when if you could like play with a friend or something on the go. Do you think gaming will stay this big? Right now, it's the biggest form of media in the world. I think it'll stay on top for a while, but there's always a possibility it could fall off and not be top dog. Like the only thing, I feel like maybe 10, 15 years ago, the reason why gaming went #1 in terms of the most popular form of media is because it was just putting out the best product. I will say I do feel like today in 2025, the reason gaming is the most popular form of media, to be fair, if we look at it, what is it competing with? Hollywood is in shambles. They don't release good movies all the time anymore, unique movies. There's not a reason to go to the movie theater all the time, so they're no competition. And then the music scene, I don't care what you niggas say. And we've been over this. If you will not buy their CD or their vinyl, their music's not that good. I don't feel like there's good music coming out. There's always good music in every era. But right now, I think we're in a weird space, especially with rap. And I think it has to do with the internet. You know, nobody has a regional or unique sound anymore. Everybody sounds like everybody else. And then everybody's
I'm Commander Shepard.
Music is art.
My favorite resubscriber on the Citadel.
I can't speak for other genres because other genres, I feel like there's good artists. That's where they're shining. But like in rap, it feels like everybody's afraid to be vulnerable. Everybody's too cool for school. So nobody's really saying anything. So I feel like gaming is #1 because it doesn't have much competition. So until other art forms step it up and are more consistent, I think gaming is going to be at the top for a while. But you know what they say, when you're at the top, there's nowhere to go but down eventually. And what will take gaming out of the #1 spot in terms of media is itself. If these studios continue to get greedy, especially because there are more casuals in gaming than ever, if these studios continue to be greedy, nickeling and diming us, they're going to shoot themselves in the foot. And we're going to go back to the days where only hardcore gamers like you and I exist who play Expedition 33 and Elden Ring and all these too cool for school ass niggas. Some of y'all, because I heard that's one of the critiques of DreamCon, not DreamCon itself, but I heard looking at videos, a lot of videos that showed up on my For You page. It's a lot of people showing up to DreamCon. You could tell they are not nerds. They are a bunch of clout chasers who are just trying to get on and latch themselves on to a culture that's very popular, which is being a fucking nerd. And when it's no longer popular and all the casuals are gone and it's only you and I playing these games like Elden Ring and Expedition 33, gaming could fall off. That's why I said that these pieces of art matter. You need to always appeal to the hardcore because the hardcore are the ones that are going to support the hardcore. Matter of fact, you know, one of my favorite things about comic books, getting back into comic books, going to the comic book store is fun to me because when you go in there, I had a whole 15-minute conversation with the guy who works the register last week about Sinners. It's people who are very passionate. The only people who go to the comic book store are I don't want to say only, but they're mostly passionate. They know what the fuck they're talking about. Those are the people that are keeping the comic industry alive, an industry that's struggling right now. And eventually when a big movie comes out and a character gets super popular and everybody wants to go run and, get the book, the sales will go up. And when those sales come down, the only people that are going to be left are those people that are still going to the comic book store. The hardcore audience always matters, bro. It always matters. It's the most important thing. Those are the people who dictate the culture. Bro, media is so trash right now. Legit movies have been in the trash since 2020. Music, in my opinion, media I don't think is in the best place. Some of that I think is because of streaming. DreamCon was filled with a bunch of clout chasers, which is unfortunate. It's unfortunate because I think the cool thing about DreamCon is they created a safe space for nerds, specifically black nerds, to be 100% honest. Obviously, everybody's welcome there. I think Mark said that like it's not a black event. It's technically not, but come on. It is a safe space for black people. Like, everybody's welcome, but it is a safe space for black people. Be real. So it's unfortunate.
These bits remind me of every bit
the casuals are cool, but I think the hardcore in every audience are the most important thing. Once anything becomes too big, it becomes watered down no matter what. That's real. That is real. JD was there. He a real one. True. Everyone copies everyone instead of being themselves. Yeah, I think that's an issue with music right now. Like everybody just sound like you can. Like I feel like back in the day, if I close my eyes, I'll be like, oh, he's from the West Coast. Oh, this guy is from Philly because Philly niggas love to ribbity rap. Oh, this dude's from New York. Like you'd be able to tell this person's from Atlanta. Nowadays, everybody sounds like they from Atlanta. Everybody sounds like they a future type, which is unfortunate. But individualism at an all-time low because it's considered cringe.
I don't know why anyone follows this stream when you could be stalking. I mean, following
okay.
Sonic.
This looks okay. This looks okay. I don't even know what the fuck I was talking about. I just went on a whole damn tangent. West Coast music still has a unique sound. Some artists do, yeah. The super local people. But the thing is, like, to hear that music, you have to live over here. There's a lot of music that I hear over here living in LA that I know for a fact that, like, there's music that my girl will play, and I'll be like, yo, if I was back home in DC, I would have never heard this song. Like, I would the West Coast and, like, people in Texas, too, they really support local artists. Football heroes! This is crazy. See, this is the shit I be talking about right here. I just went on a rant about indie game developers. Like, we got a game that you can't tell me this don't look like. What's the soccer game that just came out that got 2 million people playing already? The one that runs on the Unreal Engine, Rematch. It looks like Rematch meets Rocket League with the art style. Like, what the fuck, bruh? Like, goddamn, get off them games dick and make your own game. Like, you could make a soccer game, but the issue with this is the art style. You took the art style of fucking Rocket League and the mechanics of Rematch, bro. And be like, oh, I got a game for you with characters that look like they should be in Fortnite. This is the shit I be talking about when I say I be getting on indie developers' ass. Like, goddamn, indie developers are the nerd version of failed rappers, bro. You want to hear my mixtape? No, nigga. The game right here is gonna be dead on arrival. This game is dead on. What a waste of money, bro. And animals. The art style is cool. I do feel like there's space for like side-scrolling beat-em-ups, but somebody's got to find a way to innovate it. I feel like the last like side-scrolling beat-em-up I really enjoyed, outside of the Ninja Turtles game, which it's Ninja Turtles, was probably Castle Crashers on the 360. Like, we need somebody to take Castle Crashers' throne. I think there's space for this genre, but like I don't really see nothing too crazy doing something different. That new Marvel beat 'em up, that's made by the same people who made the last Ninja Turtles game, so it's probably gonna be good. Streets of Rage 4 was good. I didn't get to play it. What's the likelihood that their development timeline was just a coincidence that it looks similar to Rematch or Football? That's a good question. I don't know. It could just be a case of it happens to look like the other game. Vita, the Awakening Soul.
The surface is no longer safe for humans. Mutated creatures and viruses force us to live in underground bunkers.
Whatever happened to the Last Ronin game that was supposed to be made? They announced it like last year, but it's probably in pre-production. We won't see the Last Ronin game for at least 2 years, probably. That game is nowhere near release. They just announced it.
Vela is training combat personnel like you to overcome and reclaim the surface. Through the simulation, you can safely learn.
A beat 'em up with a Sekiro-style parry would be lit. That does sound lit. Like an actual in-depth combat system, that would be kind of lit.
All the skills needed for actual combat. Hello, I'm John Ju, the developer of Vela. Through this video, I would like to introduce Vela, a Souls-like training game.
Another Souls.
Vela provides a perfect simulation that can substitute for dangerous real-world environments. Through this simulation, you can systematically learn all the Souls-like combat techniques, dodging, parrying, and fatal attacks.
Looks like it's got a decent parry system.
Block enemy attacks with shields, break their stance with perfect timed parries, dodge attacks with quick rolls, and don't miss the opportunity to deliver critical hits.
It looks okay. It looks a little rough around the edges, but it looks okay. This is like a game I would get for like $10 on a Steam sale. It is a lot of Souls games coming out these days, so like you got to push some boundaries if you're gonna do this genre. Yeah, the world is a little too bland. It feels like it's undercooked in certain areas. Which is the reason I wouldn't want to rush out to get it.
You can create your own combat style by combining various weapons, shields, and gear. Each piece of equipment has unique characteristics.
Look like a fake ass what's old boy's name? Taskmaster. You can't tell me that's not Taskmaster. That's Assmaster.
And gear. Each piece of equipment has unique characteristics.
It's aim labs for
making
souls.
Strategic choices crucial for victory. From basic straight swords to heavy axes. From small buckler shields to massive tower shields. Every choice determines your combat style. After completing your training, you can challenge yourself in a more difficult roguelike mode.
I'm good. Bro, not gonna lie, we get a Souls game damn near every year. It's not creative anymore. I feel that. I think Souls games get by. Because, like, the heart and soul of Souls games is not the core gameplay mechanics, the combat, but the boss fights. As long as the boss fights are creative, Souls fans are going to play it. Like, Kazaa had some problems for me. The second half of the game didn't introduce enough new enemies. The open world, it was too gray. But one thing Kazaa did get right is the boss fights. They were fucking fire. Like, I'll give it that much. So I was like, as long as the boss fights are creative, Souls fans are going to be there. I think that's where they do innovate, and it's kind of hard to see that if you don't play them. If you just see this type of base gameplay with like minions and stuff like that, it might look like, oh, why do they keep making these games? Because the creativity is in the 1v1s. That's where it's at. Very unique mechanics. Did you like Liza P? I did. I'm looking forward to the DLC. Just to give context. But this is like, facts. That's why Wukong looks so appealing.
Where do I even begin? I can think of that vacation, the run-in at the motel, that one.
The lies of JG.
It was always
they making a PS1 game?
It's been just an awful journey to get both of us here, hasn't it? Where are you?
I'm not gonna lie, this is a trend I don't get. I'm seeing more of these games. These games, people are purposely making their games look like PS1 releases. I don't. Do y'all like that?
My love.
You do? Oh, you the one buying with it.
My love. You're going to ruin us.
I play Rumble Fighter. I don't know what that is. Well, y'all might like this game. Yeah, it looks like Silent Hill. What am I looking at? It's called Be Crowned. It just got announced today. You get it. You get it.
Where are you?
Rumble Fighter was my shit. What is Rumble Fighter? This game looks okay if you like them. Rumble Fighter. I don't know this game. This is like one of them games you played in computer science class because when you were supposed to be doing your work, you boot this shit up. This looked like a free-to-play mini clip premium game. Man, we was on that shit. Rumble Fighter, bro. Rumble Fighter. This fake ass fucking Super Smash Bros. We didn't play this shit. We played the teen. When I was a kid, we played Teen Titans. Teen in class. That's what we played. Yeah, Teen Titans Battle Blitz. That's what we played, boy. What y'all know about this? This is a classic. You know what else I used to play too? I'm gonna give you a real deep cut, boy. This is probably one of the best free-to-play online games during the Flash era. I think it was it X-Men versus Street Fighter online, I think. You're not gonna be able to find it on YouTube. There was a free Flash version of this fucking game. It wasn't Mugen, but that shit was X-Men versus Street Fighter, and it had like original characters in that shit. It was kind of like Mugen, but I used to play that shit in computer science, bro. You used to have to log in.
Thanks for the follow.
Street Fighter Online. That's what it was. Was that what it was called? Street Fighter Online. But I think that's what it was called. I don't know. You're probably not gonna be able to find it because the Street Fighter name. I love the Ben 10 game. See, I was old by the time Ben 10 came out, so I wasn't part of that shit. Night Rain tonight. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what I'm playing tonight. I wanted to get on Night Rain, but it depends on if I got a squad or not. Let me check my phone. What the fuck? If not, I'll get on Expedition 33 until I got a team. Rumble Coliseum. I don't know that one. I think I do. Yeah, let me ping and see. Remember the Fancy Pants game? Nah, I don't know that game. When niggas didn't have Marvel vs. Capcom, we had Street Fighter Online. Ding, 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 ding. Didn't have that game, so I played it. I remember a Mini Clips game where you played as George Bush and Queen Elizabeth and shot criminals. I don't know that one. Let me see. Oh, and I just got the text. Let's go. Yeah, I guess we get